You feel it, don't you? That quiet pressure in your chest, that voice in the back of your mind you keep ignoring. You're running out of time. Not someday, not in the future, right now. Every second you're sitting there, scrolling, delaying, waiting. Your life is moving forward without you, and deep down, you know it. This isn't about motivation. This isn't about some temporary hype. This is about reality, the kind of truth people avoid. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Look at your life, not the version you tell people about, not the one you imagine in your head, the real one, the habits you repeat every day, the time you waste without thinking, the excuses you keep recycling. Be honest, is this the life you actually want? Because if it is, then there's nothing to fix. But if it's not, then you have a problem, a serious one. You wake up with intentions. You tell yourself today will be different. This time I'll focus. This time I'll work harder. This time I won't waste time. But then the same pattern repeats. You reach for your phone, just 5 minutes, and suddenly it's been an hour. You delay the hard work. You avoid the uncomfortable tasks. You convince yourself, I'll start later, but later never comes. And you know that. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And before you realize it, you're in the same place, same mindset, same habits, same results. Think about that. You're not stuck because of lack of opportunity. You're not stuck because of bad luck. You're stuck because of what you do every single day. The small choices, the invisible decisions, the moments where you choose comfort over growth. And it feels harmless. Scrolling doesn't feel dangerous. Procrastination doesn't feel painful. That's the trap. Because the damage doesn't show immediately. It builds slowly, quietly, until one day you look back and realize how much time you've lost. Time you can't get back. Time you traded for distractions, for comfort, for things that don't matter. And the worst part, you were aware, you knew what you were doing, but you kept doing it anyway. Be honest. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you delayed your own progress? How many opportunities have you ignored? Because it felt too hard? You already know the answer. This isn't about intelligence. It's not about talent. It's about discipline, or more accurately, the lack of it. Because discipline is what separates people who move forward from people who stay exactly where they are. And right now, you're drifting, not because you're incapable, but because you're comfortable. Comfort is dangerous. It doesn't feel like a problem. It feels safe. It feels easy. It feels normal. But that's exactly why it destroys you. Because while you're comfortable, time keeps moving. Opportunities pass. People move ahead. Life doesn't wait. And one day, that comfort turns into regret. You start asking yourself, what did I do with my time? Why didn't I take things seriously? Why didn't I push myself when I had the chance? But by then, it's too late to change the past. And that's the reality no one wants to face. You don't have unlimited time. You don't get endless chances. You don't get to restart whenever you feel like it. Every day matters. Every hour matters. Every decision matters. And right now, you're wasting more than you think. Not because you're lazy, but because you've trained yourself to choose easy over necessary. And that pattern is slowly shaping your entire life. Who you become, what you achieve, how far you go. All of it is being decided right now, in these small moments, in these everyday choices. Think about that. You don't suddenly become successful. You don't randomly build discipline. You don't accidentally create a better life. It's built through repetition, through uncomfortable decisions, through doing what you don't feel like doing. And right now, you're doing the opposite. You're waiting, delaying, hoping something will change. But nothing changes until you do. And that's the part people avoid. Because change requires effort. It requires discomfort. It requires letting go of the version of yourself that keeps choosing easy. But if you don't, then nothing will be different. Same habits, same routine, same life. And time will keep moving without caring if you're ready or not. You can ignore this. You can scroll past. You can go back to your distractions. But the truth doesn't change. You're running out of time. And deep down, you already know it. Time doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't slow down when you're tired. It doesn't pause when you're confused. It doesn't wait until you're ready. It just keeps moving. Relentlessly. And the harsh truth, you're not falling behind because life is unfair. You're falling behind because of what you tolerate every single day. Think about that. You tolerate distraction, you tolerate laziness, you tolerate inconsistency, and over time, that tolerance becomes your identity. You start becoming the person who never finishes what they start, the person who talks more than they act, the person who plans but never executes. And slowly, without even realizing it, you become average, not because you chose to be, but because you didn't fight against it. This is how it happens, not in one big moment, but in small, repeated decisions. You pick comfort again and again and again. Your brain loves it. It rewards you for it. That quick dopamine hit, scrolling, watching, avoiding. It feels good, instantly. But that's the trap, because your brain isn't designed for success. It's designed for survival. It wants easy, it wants safe, it wants predictable. Success requires the opposite. It requires discomfort, delayed gratification, uncertainty, doing things that feel hard, even when you don't feel like it. And that's where most people fail. Not because they don't know what to do, but because they don't do it consistently. You already know what matters. You know you should work harder. You know you should stop wasting time. You know you should focus, but knowing isn't enough, because your actions don't match your awareness. Be honest. How many times have you sat there knowing exactly what you should be doing, but choosing not to do it? That gap between what you know and what you do, that's where your life is being lost every day. And the longer it continues, the harder it becomes to fix. Because habits don't just stay habits. They become patterns. And patterns become personality. You don't just waste time anymore. You become someone who wastes time. That's dangerous. Because once it becomes part of who you are, it doesn't feel wrong anymore. It feels normal, and that's when you're in real trouble. Because now, you're not fighting the problem. You're living in it. Think about that. Look around. Most people aren't stuck because they can't succeed. They're stuck because they've accepted less. They've accepted distraction as normal. They've accepted laziness as rest. They've accepted average as good enough. And once you accept it, you stop trying to escape it. That's why years pass so quickly. Not because time moves faster, but because nothing changes. Same routine, same habits, same mindset. And suddenly, you look back and realize you've been standing still while everyone else kept moving. That's the pain people don't talk about. Not failure, but regret. Regret of wasted potential. Regret of missed chances. Regret of knowing you could have done more, but didn't. And the worst part, it's avoidable, but only if you face the truth early. Right now, you still have time, but not as much as you think. Every delay costs you something. Every distraction takes something from you. Every excuse pushes your future further away. And eventually, those small losses add up into something you can't ignore anymore. A life you didn't want. Be honest, if nothing changes, if you keep living exactly like this, where will you be in 1 year? Same place? Maybe worse? Now stretch it further. 5 years. Do you really believe your life will magically improve? Or will it just be more of the same? Think about that. This is the moment most people avoid, because it forces you to confront something uncomfortable. You are responsible, not your environment, not your past, not your circumstances. You. And that's hard to accept. Because if it's your fault, then it's also your responsibility to fix it. No excuses, no shortcuts, no waiting, just action. And that's where people hesitate. Because action is uncomfortable, it requires discipline, consistency, effort, things your current lifestyle is trying to avoid. But here's the truth. The longer you avoid discomfort, the more painful your life becomes. Because short-term comfort creates long-term regret, while short-term pain creates long-term growth. You have to choose right now. Comfort or progress, easy or meaningful, distraction or discipline. Because you can't have both. And every day you don't choose, you're still choosing. Choosing to stay the same. Choosing to fall behind. Choosing to waste the one thing you can never get back, time. And once it's gone, it's gone. No reset, no rewind, no second chance, just consequences. So ask yourself, not what you want, but what you're willing to do. Because that's what actually matters. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. And right now, your actions are telling the truth, louder than your goals ever could. Think about that. So now you know the truth, not the comfortable version, not the one that makes you feel better, the real one. Nothing is going to change until you do. Not your habits, not your results, not your life. And that means one thing. You need a system, not motivation, not temporary energy. A system, because motivation fades. It always does. But a system keeps you moving, even when you don't feel like it. So let's make this simple, not easy. Simple. First, you need to take control of your time. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, start by cutting the noise. The distractions you pretend don't matter. Your phone, endless scrolling, useless content. You already know where your time is going. Be honest. If something is stealing hours from your life and giving you nothing in return, it has to go, or at least be controlled. Because every hour you save is an hour you can invest. And right now, you need to start investing in yourself. Second, you need to do hard things first, not last, not when you feel ready. First, because the longer you delay them, the heavier they become. That task you're avoiding, that's the one that matters most. Do it before your brain has time to negotiate, before excuses show up. Act fast. Third, you need to build discipline daily, not in big moments, not when you feel inspired, but in the small, boring, repetitive actions. Waking up when you said you would, working when you don't feel like it, staying focused when distractions are everywhere. That's how discipline is built, and it's not exciting. It's not glamorous, but it works, because consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Fourth, you need to change your identity. Stop saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined." No. Start thinking, "I am disciplined," because your identity shapes your actions, and your actions shape your life. If you see yourself as someone who procrastinates, you will keep procrastinating. But if you decide, really decide, that you are someone who takes action, everything starts to shift, slowly but powerfully. Think about that. Fifth, you need to become obsessed, not casually interested, not kind of committed. Obsessed with your growth, with your progress, with becoming better than you were yesterday, because average effort creates average results, and you've already seen where that leads. Obsession is what separates the people who wish from the people who win. And yes, it's uncomfortable. You'll have to sacrifice things, time, entertainment, sometimes even comfort. But what's the alternative? Staying the same? Watching your life pass you by? That should scare you more than any sacrifice ever could. Now listen carefully. This is where most people fail again. They hear all of this. They feel motivated. They say, "This is it. I'm changing." And then, nothing. They go right back to their old habits. Why? Because they don't take immediate action. They wait, and waiting kills everything. So don't wait. Do something today, right now. Not something big, something real. Turn off distractions. Start that task. Take control of your next hour. Because momentum starts small, but it builds fast. And once you build it, everything becomes easier. Not easy, easier. You start gaining control. You start seeing progress. You start becoming someone different. And that's the goal. Not perfection, transformation. From someone who delays to someone who executes. From someone who wastes time to someone who uses it. From someone who dreams to someone who does. That's the shift, and it doesn't happen by thinking. It happens by acting every single day, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it, because that's where real change happens, not in comfort, but in resistance. So now the question is simple. What are you going to do? Not tomorrow, not someday, now, because time is still moving, and whether you act or not, it will keep moving. So you have two choices. You either take control, or you keep losing it. You either step forward, or you stay stuck. You either change your life, or you watch it pass by. There is no middle ground. And deep down, you already know what needs to happen. You've always known. You just haven't acted on it until now. So don't just sit there. Don't just watch this. Don't just agree and move on. Prove it. Prove that you're done wasting time. Prove that you're done making excuses. Prove that you're ready to take control, not with words, with action. Right now, comment, "I'm done wasting time," and then back it up. Because this moment, this decision, this is where everything changes. Or doesn't.